high-grade L-Gaim.
This kit of the L-Gaim is actually a revamp of the old 2001 high-grade kit. And let me just say, I wish they just remade the whole thing entirely, because some of the parts kinda show their age a little bit. I usually don't really talk about this, but let me show you the leftover parts from the L-Gaim's 2001 kit. And thinks that there's nothing wrong with reusing older runners, because I mean, come on, they're totally fine, but the problem is the fact that they kind of skipped out a lot on the L-Gaim. They released the newer high grade in 2021, 20 years after the original high grade, and it just made me think that they should have done more about the L-Gaim, which is exactly why I think that they should just remade the kit as a whole, because I mean, come on, it's the L-Gaim, it's the main character's heavy metal. So the L-Gaim is my first ever non-Gundam high grade, and there are plenty of non-Gundam high grades out there, but I specifically chose the L-Gaim line because it's the second least expensive high grade line that isn't Gundam, because most of them are either P Bandai only or super expensive because of the licensing stuff. And also L-Gaim is one of my favorite animes ever, so L-Gaim. Now something interesting about the L-Gaim kits is that these pipes right here are basically included in almost every kit as far as I know. They do give these L-Gaim kits a more interesting look, but the problem is the fact that these pipes can be a little bit finicky to handle with, and you'll see why. But since these pipes are thick, it's not that big of a deal, but they can also limit the articulation, which is the downside. But so far with the L-Gaim, it's actually not that bad. Now the L-Gaim actually has a feature. All you have to do is just open up the calves like this. Same thing goes for the other side, but for some reason the one on the right is pretty hard to do. There we go. And this is the L-Gaim deploying its random slate. Yes, it's literally called that. If you're not aware about L-Gaim, this is not when he's flying, this is when he's actually jumping. If you want him to fly, we need something else. The land booster, it's basically just a backpack. All you have to do is just attach it like this. And here it is, what it looks like on the box. To sell the idea that he's flying even further, you do get a stand adapter. And all you have to do is just attach it to a stand adapter like this. And he can fly now. Yippee! Honestly, all of this stuff makes me like the L-Gaim more than the L-Gaim Mark II, because the Mark II basically lost all of what makes L-Gaim appealing to me. And while I know that the Mark II has a transformation because I actually watched the anime, but the transformation is kind of lame, and also it lost the shades, which is what I really like about the L-Gaim, for these two eyes, which nothing wrong with that. I think they look cool, but damn. But anyways, let's start talking about the accessories. First thing to talk about, the shield. It's basically just a shield. All I have to do is just attach it like this, and he has a shield now. However, the shield actually has something underneath other than these armaments. Oh yeah, if you're wondering, this hockey puck grenade thing only appeared and was used once, and it wasn't even in the anime, it was in the OVA. So at least it's nice to include it. Oh, and also these two beam saber handles don't really do anything. They don't have a hole, so they're basically just there for decoration. So what this shield can do is store the two mega launchers on its underside. And I guess this is an explanation for how the L-Gaim has these two guns underneath the shield in the anime, but I don't remember it being mega launchers. I think they were like two smaller guns, and then it's not that big of a deal. You can still attach the shield just fine. And boom, since I've already shown it to you, let's talk about the mega launcher and the energy cable. You actually get 5 of these, 2 for the mega launchers and 3 for the buster launcher. All I have to do is just insert it here. And here's the L-Gaim using the mega launcher. And for those who are unaware, yes, it's attached like that because it's anime accurate. And let me talk about the energy cable right here. This shit is annoying to fiddle with, especially if you want to display it with the buster launcher. I kind of wish Bandai used a different kind of piping here, but I can't really think of anything other than a bendy wire, and I feel like using a bendy wire would make it even worse. So it is what it is. The L-Gaim can also dual wield the mega launchers too. This kit has a lot of hands. First off being these fists, these grabbing hands specifically for the L-Gaim Mark II's flight mode, which I mean it's nice that they included it in the L-Gaim, but really? Are you fucking kidding me? Really, Bandai? Fucking giving us an accessory that's specifically for something that's exclusive on your online store, which by the way is not available in my country? Fuck you. You do get a beam saber holding hand, which is unpainted 2021, and it's still not fucking part separated. And I understand that they're reusing parts from a 2001 kit, but this looks really lazy and I have to pay this much. But to be fair, it's pretty easy to just paint it black, so eh. But here's the thing though, the solution is already halfway there, but Bandai decided to not completely do it. And that solution being this hand right here, the one specifically for the L-Gaim Mark II. They could have just made a separate beam saber part, and boom, my complaint about this specific part is basically gone. Why the fuck did you not make a beam saber part, god damn it? Anyways, you do get a pair of beam saber effect parts, which are yellow. All you have to do is just plug it in, and you know, it's just a beam saber. But however, this kit does include an alternative beam saber effect part. This white thing, this is from the 2001 kit, which I don't mind because I actually prefer the shape than the one that we got. Damn, looks like I gotta paint this too. And finally, you get the right hand holding the Buster Launcher's handle and the left hand that's holding the barrel of the Buster Launcher. Or I think that's a barrel, I don't know, guns. And while this hand is fine, this hand is really egregious. Because here's the thing, right? Both of the Buster Launchers that are included in this kit have their own handles. And they are separate pieces too. Look at this. And if it's the 2001 kit, I would understand because of the technical limitations. But this is 2021 and this specific Buster Launcher is the newest one. It's part separate and everything. And Bandai is still doing this fucking bullshit. Huh? This is fucking inexcusable. Fuck off. Shit, since we're here, might as well talk about the Buster Launcher. Now this specific Buster Launcher is from the 2021 kit, and as you can see here, it's color separated. And there are 3 holes on its side so you can adjust its position. And this one has an actual collapsible stand thing, I think that's what it's called. And while this is cool, I don't really get why it's included on the Buster Launchers, since I've never seen any of the heavy metals in the anime one-hand this thing. So I guess it's just there for the cool factor. And here we have the original 2001 Buster Launcher, and yeah, it's all black. And also there's only 1 hole for the Buster Launcher, so it's not adjustable at all. And these stand legs can only just swivel like this because what you have to do is, yeah, somewhat unnecessary, but again, it's from 2001, so I understand. Anyways, let's make the L-Gaim hold the Buster Launcher. Here's something really annoying about attaching the Buster Launcher. The energy cable likes to pop out. God fucking... fuck it, close enough. Anyway, here's a photo of the L-Gaim actually properly holding the Buster Launcher. I don't know how I managed to do it. And it's time for the posability. Despite being a revamp of a 2001 kit, the posability is actually pretty good, but I do wish that the head's articulation can be a little bit better, but you can basically just recreate any of the pose that you see on the anime, so that's pretty good in my books. And really, all my criticism about this kit can be easily fixed if you're an experienced scratch builder, but I'm not, so you get to hear my bitching. But regardless of my criticism, I actually recommend you to pick up this kit, especially if you're a fan of L-Gaim or just 80s mecha in general. And honestly, the price isn't that bad, but in retail, it's a little bit too steep. So I recommend you to wait on a discount or something.